45. There goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.
Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
Welcome to the 7th edition of the Playbook Podcast. I'm your host, Myer McNall. My co-hosts are Cash Spinka and Nick Bentley. Make sure you follow the Rocket Productions YouTube channel and follow us on Spotify to keep up with all of our podcasts. So, Cash, how are we feeling after we heard the news of Derrick Rose's retirement?
Very upset.
Makes a man want to cry.
Yeah, I can agree. Derrick Rose was MVP till he tore his ACL.
Youngest MVP in
Youngest
NBA history.
MVP ever. Just disappointing. Could have lived out a full career, but started to become a role player once his ACL got torn. But he only had like one 30-point game
He had
after he
that
tore his
50-point
ACL.
game.
Yeah,
no,
one
what team was
30-point
it?
plus.
Timberwolves.
Yeah.
He bounced around. He played for the Timberwolves, Bulls,
Knicks twice.
Grizzlies.
Pistons, Grizzlies. So he's just a role player towards the end of his career. But man, on the Bulls, he was an absolute legend. So Nick, you want to tell us about the college games coming up? Obviously, K-State versus Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you guys are going to probably win that game. I'm
Really?
just going to put that out there.
Even with our run defense.
I think Oklahoma State might take it.
I don't feel like that. We're ranked 3 spots behind them, I think.
Okay, but rank doesn't really have to do anything. You guys lost to BYU.
Okay, hold on.
But you guys only kicked field goals. You guys couldn't score.
Because I feel like they had Avery Johnson on a leash for that game. I feel like we just have to let him play.
Just let him run the ball.
Yeah, God.
Louisville versus Notre Dame. I think I'm going to have to take Louisville.
Honestly, Notre Dame, I'm going to take them.
Cash?
Louisville.
Really?
Versus who? Notre Dame?
Okay,
Yeah, they
lock in.
lost to Northern, what was it? Iowa something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think I'm going to take
Notre Dame played terrible in that game. Give me Louisville.
Oklahoma versus Auburn. I did hear something about Oklahoma losing a running back and a wide receiver.
Give me Auburn. No matter what, give me Auburn.
Yeah, I'm going to take Auburn.
I haven't had the chance to watch much of both teams, but
Oklahoma.
I'm still going to take Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the SEC, so I mean,
Yeah.
see what they can do. I just threw this game in here: Colorado versus UCF.
UCF. No, I'm taking Colorado. No matter how much of frauds they are, they better beat UCF.
Who did play last week?
I have no idea.
I know they won
Yeah, they did.
with like a last-second
Last-second
touchdown to
touchdown.
go into overtime. Kansas versus TCU. Hopefully,
TCU?
No. Hopefully Kansas can win.
Hopefully you guys can break the streak. Much I hate y'all.
3
You
games
guys
of
losing
losing.
3 games is crazy. In a row. 3 games in a row.
Wait till basketball season.
Okay.
It'll really just matter if Jaden Daniels throws
Okay,
picks.
last game he threw 1 interception.
Yeah.
I don't think he played too bad.
He didn't play too bad, but he didn't play good.
No.
Avery Johnson didn't play well last week either.
No. Illinois versus Penn State. I'm going to take Penn State.
Penn State, yeah.
I don't know where the game's at. But
I think it's at
if
Illinois.
if it was at Penn State,
Yeah, that's a totally different story.
yeah. And then the final game, probably the game of the year, Georgia versus Alabama.
Give me Georgia.
Yeah.
me-
Give me Alabama.
I'm taking Georgia on this one.
Nah, Alabama, I feel like just their program is so much better than Georgia's. I mean,
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
yeah, Georgia, I just don't think they looked as good as people thought they would. I think Alabama has shocked some people with Nick Saban leaving, so.
Yeah, new coach.
New coach after, like 20 years or something?
Mhm, something like that.
That's crazy. Never thought I'd see the day where he leaves. Nice broadcaster. Well, when we get back from commercial break, we'll be talking about the top 10 fantasy players that we think and we'll be predicting all the NFL games. Bear & Concrete has been working locally and commercially in the Rose Hill area since 1980. They've been a part of major projects in the Rose Hill, Wichita area that have helped shape the community we know of today. If you have any questions, please contact them at 316-618-6087 or bearandconcrete.com. They're open Monday through Friday.
Elite Compression has been offering their service for over 6 years. They fit all patients with lymphedema and chronic venous insufficiencies and make it easier for the patient to live their lives to the fullest. They are open on all weekdays from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can locate them at 10346 Stonegate Street in Wichita, Kansas. You can contact them today at 316-636-7900.
The Rose Hill Library started out as a community library at the school. Their hours are 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, and they are closed on Fridays and Sundays. They have nearly 10,000 items to check out, and all you need is a library card. They also have story time on Mondays at 10 a.m., and during the summer they host a summer reading program. The library can also fax and scan documents to a flash drive and make copies for you. You can contact them at 316-776-3013.
Welcome back to the Playbook Podcast. Now we'll be talking about who we think the top 10 fantasy players this week will be. Cash, I think the number one player will be, and a shocker, Josh Jacobs. I feel like Jordan Love coming back, they want to limit his throwing ability, so they're just going to pound the ball. And I feel like he gets 20-plus touches this week. So I feel like he's RB1 and all-around first player.
I'm glad you said that because I have him on some of my fantasy teams. But, I mean, there's been a lot of people hurt recently, a lot of good players, a lot of decent players. So I'll probably have to end up picking, like, a role player. Really? I think, who is the person? Juwan Jennings. Give me him really? Again. I don't think they're going to.
I don't think you.
I think they're going to try and get him the ball.
I don't think you can replicate that even if you tried. Nick, who do you think the best player in fantasy football is going to be this week?
I'm going to take a rookie here, and I'm going to say Caleb Williams,
Really?
playing the Rams. I don't really think the Rams.
Their defense isn't as elite as it used to be.
Yeah, so, and just throwing the ball, I mean, just don't throw any interceptions.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels is another one that I feel like is going to be up there.
Who they play, the Cardinals?
Mm-hmm. Same with Marvin Harrison, Kyler Murray, maybe J.K. Dobbins in there. But DeAndre Hopkins, I feel like, is going to have a good week this week.
Oh, yeah.
He's on the older side, but they've been working him into that offense a little bit more, and I feel like he gets some more touches.
I think Jonathan Taylor is going to have a good game this week. They're
Yeah.
playing the Steelers. I don't think the Steelers' defense is that good to stop him and his run game.
Really?
Mhm.
Steelers defense has literally carried the Steelers season so far.
Nope.
Only allowing
They're not stopping Jonathan Taylor.
8 points a game and under 100 yards.
Doesn't matter.
It's his pick. I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
Go.
He has had a very disappointing season this year so far, Jonathan Taylor. I don't even think he's in the top 15 running backs in the fantasy football. Honestly, I think Marvin Harrison has a good week. I think I already said that, though. But Cortland Sutton is another one to look out for. Bo Nix is wide receiver number 1. And I feel like DeAndre Hopkins maybe gets traded in the next couple of weeks to a team that needs a veteran like that.
I'm going to take Rashee Rice as being one of the top players.
Yeah,
They're playing this Chargers team. Chargers haven't looked good all season.
And Derwin James is out.
Mm-hmm.
He's suspended. I feel like he's a top 4 receiver this year
Yeah, I would say so.
in fantasy and in NFL terms. Travis Kelce, though. Travis Kelce has not looked good at all. He has, maybe 75 yards on the season?
Yeah, he hasn't been getting the ball as much.
No, it's because of the 2 high safeties.
Mm-hmm.
And they're double teaming him. A lot of tight ends like that, like him and Mark Andrews.
Yeah,
have
the
looked
tight
very
end game
disappointing.
is not like good all this season.
Yeah, but Cole Kmet had 25 points last week.
Brock Bowers hasn't done bad.
No, for a rookie, he's done very well. I feel like he's just going to be one of those consistent tight end guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's just elite. I feel like he's a 3rd-round pick next year in fantasy drafts.
Probably.
Now to head on to the prediction segment. Cowboys won, obviously, against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Very shaky, though. Their kicker had 5 field goals, right? He went 5 for 5. Malik Neighbors is carrying this Giants team on his back.
Mm-hmm.
They need to draft Carson back next year.
Yeah, they definitely need to get a new quarterback.
I think Daniel Jones' contract is expiring soon. I think a year or 2. Right? Cash doesn't know.
I don't know.
Bengals versus Panthers. How do we feel about this new Panthers offense with Andy Dalton, as the new quarterback.
Yeah, I'm just going to take the Bengals. I don't really have to say anything.
0-3. 0-3 Bengals, really?
Yeah.
I feel like I take the Panthers here. Andy Dalton as quarterback. He looked elite last week. I feel like he does the same this week. Chuba Hubbard looked good last week. I feel like he does the same.
T. Higgins is back for the Bengals, so.
He's back last week, though, and he didn't do anything.
Yeah, but that's because he just came back last week.
That's true.
So.
I think if Bryce Young was there, I'm going to take the Bengals. Yeah, I'm going to take the Bengals, but I think Andy Dalton is going to turn this team around, so give me the Panthers.
I would agree. Saints versus Falcons. Saints have looked very good in the first, 3 games?
They didn't look good against the Eagles, though.
They did not look good against the Eagles. Their defense did, though. And I feel like their defense is borderline up there with the Steelers' defense. I feel like those are the 2 top defenses this week. But the Falcons looked very good against the Chiefs last week, almost coming out with the win. Chiefs narrowly escaping that one, so we'll have to see if that goes. And then
I think that'll be a pretty close game.
It will be. They need to feed Drake London the ball a little bit more, get Bijan some more touches, include Kyle Pitts in that game a little bit. I feel like that's a good game. Jaguars versus Texans. Texans, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean,
No questions about that. Broncos versus Jets. I'll take the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm going to say an upset. I'm going to take the Broncos.
Broncos have looked good with rookie Bo Nix under center. He's looked phenomenal. I think he's the best quarterback in this draft class.
Yeah.
I said that since day one. Packers versus Vikings.
I'm going to take the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Vikings,
I'm
too.
going to take the Packers. Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs. I'm going to take them. Steelers versus Colts. Steelers.
Yeah, I'm taking the Steelers.
Colts.
Really?
Yep.
Even with this elite defense?
Yeah.
Okay. Rams versus Bears.
Rams.
I'm taking Bears.
Really? I don't trust Caleb Williams that much. Eagles versus the Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks. Their
I'm taking-
offense.
I'm taking Eagles.
I got to go with Bucks on this one.
The Bucks have looked elite this year, and I don't feel like they're stopping them.
I'm taking the Eagles.
Pats versus 49ers. I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm
I
going to take
feel-
the Patriots, too.
Early prediction here.
Yeah, but who'd they
Drake may get subbed in because Jacoby Brissett gets hurt.
play last week? Because they only scored like 3 points.
Yeah. But I feel like Drake may get some touches in this game for whatever reason. Commanders versus Cardinals. These are 2 of the borderline teams that everyone didn't know what to expect coming out of the offseason. Cardinals got upgraded defense and Marvin Harrison Jr. Commanders got a bunch of role players like Bobby Wagner, Austin Eckler, and they got in Jane Daniels. So
Take the Commanders.
yeah, I'm taking the Commanders.
I think this is going to be a pretty good game.
2 rushing quarterbacks.
I'm going to take Cardinals. I think Marvin Harrison is going to have another just random good game.
Chiefs versus Chargers.
Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Although J.K. Dobbins does scare me a little bit with this Chargers offense, but they've looked very dysfunctional. I feel like Justin Herbert's getting a little frustrated with that, but I feel like they're a good team. Maybe a playoff team this year. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Browns versus Raiders.
2 not very good teams.
Yeah, I'm going to take the
I'm
Raiders.
taking the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm taking the Raiders.
Browns, Deshaun Watson hasn't looked good. Bills versus Ravens. Ravens have looked very disappointing, but the Bills have looked electrifying. Josh Allen, probably an MVP candidate. Him and Baker Mayfield, I think, are the front runners right now. I'm going to take the Bills.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bills, too.
Take
I
the
think-
Ravens.
Like you said, I think the Ravens do not look as good as people were thinking they would.
Lamar Jackson, I
That's
feel
the
like can't
season.
carry him with another MVP-type season.
Mm-hmm.
Titans versus Dolphins. I'm going to take the Titans because that run game with Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard. I don't know if Tajay Spears is out still, but I feel like he comes back this game. And Dolphins, their quarterback situation is just god-awful. I think that proved that Tua isn't a system quarterback.
Definitely.
For our final game, Seahawks versus Lions.
Seahawks.
I'm going to take the Lions.
I feel like Geno Smith has looked very good. For him being 34 years old, he's looked very good. Lions, they've looked good, but I feel like
Seahawks are kind of more of the random teams that have been doing good this season. I don't think anyone expected them.
I don't feel like that is because I feel like they improved from last year. They had a solidified QB1 coming into the year. I don't feel like that was a shock to anyone. thank you guys for tuning into the Playbook Podcast. We'll be posting next Wednesday, so make sure you tune into that.